Sarah stumbled on a loose brick and pitched headlong onto the wet pavement in front of her, her arms flung out to either side. Time stretched out as she flew, and for one moment she saw herself suspended in mid-air, a rush-hour crucifixion reflected in a shop window. Sarah tripped and fell, a loose brick spilling her onto the pavement. Not her fault. The streets were badly maintained in this part of town. Not the kind of place she went to normally. Someone laughed as she fell. Sarah tripped on something. Her boots were heavy this morning, her alcohol-ravaged body clumsy and unresponsive. She vaguely remembered going home with someone last night. Sarah fell. Her fault. She hadn't been watching her feet. Desperate to get away, get home. Sarah fell. Richard jumped through hoops for the woman, desperate to fulfill her whims. He was willing to fall at her feet to worship the ground she walked on. If she let him, he would thank her every day just for being near him. Surely she knew how he felt about her. Richard jumped up at her footsteps, the sound of gravel under her boot heels. She had taken the other car this morning. For the change, she had said. Not to him. But he had heard her anyway. He heard everything she said. Richard jumped, eager to see her in the morning light. The cold frosted her breath, and for a moment she wore a halo of silver mist. She was perfect and untouchable. Richard jumped. Someone was chapping his letterbox. They were loud, insistent. He could hear angry voices outside. Richard jumped. Tracy cried out at the sound of the mail hitting the carpet. The hospital promised the results would arrive sooner than this, and the waiting had left her feeling like she was going to explode. She sprinted to the door, desperate to get there before her parents. Her hands shook as she tore at the envelope. "Tracy," cried the doctor, chasing after the rapidly accelerating girl, "you can't run away from this. We need to get out ahead of it." They were platitudes and buzzwords, and he hated himself for using them. She kept running. He couldn't blame her. Tracy cried with laughter. The tears streamed down her face, hot and cold at the same time. Running away was supposed to be a bad thing, but she felt great. She felt free. She wished she could run forever. Tracy cried with relief as she read the letter. Positive. That was a good answer, right? Wait. Tracy cried.